Good evening, folks, and welcome to Start Building Me, my nightly training session to get you into the habit of exercising and looking after what you eat, folks. What used to be called diet, but people think that's somehow on the nose now. Let's call it nutrition, whatever semantics you want. What you shovel into your gullet, that is what you have to be concerned with, folks. Even if it's not for longevity, your lifespan, whatever, it will make you feel good right now, which is the purpose of it. Get your biochemistry firing, making you feel more relaxed, helping you digest your food, sleep better. Like I said, I could rattle off a million things and stand here for 20 minutes talking about why you should diet and exercise, but I have a feeling you probably know that you have to diet or exercise, but you just resist it because you do not want to. But it can be quick and easy, and that's what we're doing. I'm going to get started now because this is just as much for me as it is for you, folks. I do this exercise at the end of my day for a sense of accomplishment and to get the blood pumping through my body, which is exactly the purpose of exercise for everybody. I want to raise my heart rate up, I want to raise my blood pressure up, I want to get everything flowing, digest my food, and then I'm going to kick back, continuing watching some more snowfall, watching season 6, been going very well. It was cool to kick it off with a show that I do like, the fictitious side, even though it's based off real events, folks, which is always the best kind of thing to watch. Anyway, I won't digress off what I'm talking about here, which is Start Building Me. Exercise and diet, folks. You've got to do it. You've got to do it. You've got to do it every day. Every single day you should be doing exercise. Industrialization happened, machinery, trains, logistics, stuff like that, and people think for some reason all of a sudden they do not have to exercise anymore. That's why we have a rising epidemic in mental health issues, folks, because people do not exercise every day like they used to pre-industrialization, and they have to. So let's get the blood pumping for 20 minutes. We are on the clock at 2 minutes. We've done 10% already. Well, 10% of me talking. I'm just gonna do some squats, sitting back into my heels, breathing. Don't forget to breathe. You can do it like this. It'll make you be able to do more. It will also stop me talking. Effectively, you should be able to do that for 20 minutes, folks. In some sort of cadence, i.e. rhythm, you should be able to support your body weight for 20 minutes, doing repetitions like that the entire time. I'm not a stickler for how wide you can have your legs. It depends on the person and their biomechanics. Some people can stand really close. I prefer to stand a little bit wider, as I am roughly 6'3", 6'2.5" exactly. The wider I stand, the more perpendicular I can keep my back like that, as a result at a right angle of 90 degrees to the ground. And that's what the form sticklers want. Now, I don't really care because it's not a loaded barbell squat, folks. If you load up your back and you lean more forward, even if your back is more neutral like this, i.e. it's not rounding out like that, it's still sort of straight, you will load up your back a little bit more, so we're trying to avoid that. But I forgot my watch to look at my heart rate. At Start Building Me, we're not doing high intensity exercise, meaning that we're not doing heavy weights, so we're not really too focused on the form, we're more focused on the movement. My magnets and stickers came, they say stand up. And that is the purpose here. Whether you are walking, doing some squats or doing some push-ups, even if you're doing them off your knees, it does not matter to me. The whole purpose is that we're raising our heart rate, we are raising our blood pressure temporarily, we are raising ourselves up off the ground, up off our seats against gravity, folks, and doing exercise. You have to do it every day. I know I sound like a broken record, but I have a feeling if I don't spread this message, it seems like either charlatans will just try and sell you something The government seems to be crickets on this issue, even though they are paying for it, which means we are paying for it. And the best time in my day that I have is different exercise stuff. So I'm really trying to encourage people to stand up, like my sticker and magnets say. Message me if you want one, I'll send it to you. As a reminder, every time you see it, stand up. Even if you're reading a book, stand up reading your book. Go for a walk, do something. Don't just sit down all day, every day, like so many people do. It's just such a waste of your potential. 5 minutes in, 25% done. I'm gonna start destroying everybody's motivation by yawning. The contagious effect of yawning, if you are to believe the old myth that it is contagious. Whether it is or not, I'm not really sure. I don't think it is. If somebody else is tired, I don't see why that would make me tired. Did a bit of grip strength exercise today, a few hangs, a few chin-ups, still taking some time off the gym as everything was aching, because I thought, hey, why not start my own personal rebuild, which is Dave's Start Building Me, which starts obviously further ahead than Start Building Me. But nonetheless, you can fall into the same pitfalls, and I was doing like an hour and a half, 2 hours a day at the gym, then wondering why I started to get tendonitis. My goodness, my diet was on point, my sleep was on point, my reckless self-endangerment style of training was also on point. Clearly. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Should be a very comfortable exercise, folks. You should be able to support your body weight under gravity without any hesitation. This should be something that you should be very, very fluid with. People can do more bench press at the gym than they can do squats. If you can do that, you have got an enormous amount of imbalances in your body, because even though you don't need to have massive legs, massive posterior chain being your hamstrings, gluteal muscles, your lower back, they should be stronger than your upper body. So the meme of massive legs, I've never been a big supporter as a boxer and a wrestler. There's no point having an enormous amount of mass on your legs. The gym bros love that stuff. If you're a gym bro, go for it. But for me to be waddling around with a massive set of legs is not efficient. It's a hell of a lot of energy to use to build and develop two limbs that then will suffer from poor coordination and then reduce your endurance, because they increase your total body mass and means you've got to carry them around with you all the time. Pretty pointless. But if you're a rugby player or or a sprint cyclist or a sprinter, you know, you would want big legs then, but I don't understand why just your average gym rat just wants to have enormous legs. If they're, you know, gonna do some bodybuilding or something maybe. But I don't know, maybe it impresses girls. I am not sure, but to have big chicken legs, you know, well, you know, chicken hormone legs. I guess chickens don't have big legs, do they? And that's why chicken legs is an insult to people like me who have skinny legs. I couldn't care less if somebody tries to say, hey bro, you skipped leg day. Damn right I did. I don't want to develop a whole bunch of static dead muscle tissue, or live muscle tissue but dead weight. Pretty pointless to me. 1 more minute on the clock to do some more squats before doing some push-ups. I feel my legs sweaty, and I've done a lot of farmers walks today, lots of carrying stuff, lots of sandbag work. So my core is strong, my legs are strong, and as I said, I don't really engage in a lot of muscular hypertrophy or muscle gain exercises for my legs. I don't like my legs rubbing together in suit pants like George Costanza. On that Seinfeld episode, folks, it doesn't appeal to me to have enormous legs. I've never seen the point at all. I like skinny legs. Skinny legs are essential for everything I do. Can reduce your overall body weight by an enormous amount as well. I don't need to do any more squats on that note. 10 minutes are up. Time to do some push-ups. You can do push-ups off your knees, folks, if you're... oh, great. Another day. Another camera failure. What have we got here? Wide. There we go. Oh no, what have I done? There we go. I've quite obviously have kicked my camera out of the socket whilst furiously storming through my studio last night. Anyway. Tense your butt, spread your fingers like that, give yourself a stable base, keep your arms closer to your body. Now there was that guy on the Guinness Book of Records, I'm not sure if you saw the video, he had his arms out like this and he was just basically doing this, folks. That's not a push-up, they are shoulder destroyers what he was doing, and they weren't even push-ups. And the internet agreed with me and thought he was a royal kook, and a kook he was. So this is how you do proper push-ups, folks, according to boxers around the world and the US military. Not that we should believe the US military, if you catch my drift. Spread your fingers, line up your thumb with the bottom of your chest. Spreading your fingers sends messages through your fingers to your brain to keep yourself stable. Dig your toes in to the ground like that. Don't splay your arms out, don't chicken wing your arms out. Look up, breathe in, tense your butt. Up! A plank with movement. Down. Basically, your chest is touching the ground. You don't have to touch it on the ground, but quite close to it. My belly actually comes in contact with the ground beforehand. But whatever. Take a load off, have a stretch, crack my back. Oh, no crack for it. Oh, no crack my back today, that's a shame. And take a load off, have a breathe, and chill out. You might want to do one at a time, you might want to do sets of 3, sets of 5, 10, 20 in a row, whatever you have got, folks. This is obviously a beginner channel, so maybe just 1s or 3s, but as I always say, I think any athlete from any level can benefit from Start Building Me. They would probably just need to do more repetitions, which is fine, but look, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, that's a decent number. 1, 2, take a break, roll back into your knees. 1, 2, breathe. 1, 2, you might find a rhythm like that works for you folks. Oh, my toes are sore. I have arthritic toes from skipping rope, folks. Fun and games. And possibly an infected finger. That little finger, I've broken the ligament so many times wrestling. Because either it gets drilled into the ground when you fall, when you're holding your wrist wrestling, or if you're doing jiu-jitsu, you wrap it in the gi. And I've just broken my finger at that tendon so many times on that knuckle. It's sort of hard to see, but it's all deformed. I broke it motocross riding as well. I've broken it riding on a trail bike in Queensland before. It's just, my little fingers get broken quite a lot. My thumb's been broken once as well. That's not as bad. The little thing, my T finger, seems to have copped more than anything else. What do we got on the clock? 14 minutes on the clock, another 6 minutes. I'm going to try and get a decent amount out. Woo, woo, woo. I can hear the air conditioner going back and forth as I do push-ups. So that was 20. Another 5 minutes on the clock. I could easily do 60 push-ups in this session, and I've probably done maybe 30 now or 40 now. So if you think of these tallies as numbers, Like, you know, you hear people, I just did 1,000 push-ups in a day and 600 push-ups in a day. As an all-day workout, that's sort of not a bad idea. But for 20 minutes, you know, like, 10 minutes, get in like 10 a minute. You know what I mean? It's 100 push-ups. That's a decent workout. And better than most people and their terrible bench technique anyway. Woo-wee, feel the burn. Should go and do some grip strength exercises after this. And is the butt? No, the butt is back. Actually, I think the butt isn't. Looks like the butt failed again. I'll have to switch that on. When I get out of here, just another 3 minutes on the clock now, folks. As always, like and subscribe if you hadn't. If you're watching live or on repeat, it doesn't matter. If you want some basic and free training advice, master the basics first, as Naval Ravikant famously said. A lot of people do the intermediate or expert level stuff poorly when they should really master the basics. And, you know, by mastering the basics, calisthenics, unweighted squats, push-ups, chin-ups, all that stuff you should be able to do. Like, they're going out of fashion before you need to step up the intensity doing either high intensity interval training or heavy intensity barbell work, dumbbell work, etc. Basically, you need to master the basics. But as I always say, you need to work your body if you want your body to work, folks. A lot of people don't work their body and then wonder why they've got chronic illness issues, mental health issues, etc. People think that might be controversial to say. I don't think it is, as being a person who has been identified as having mental health issues their entire life. If I don't exercise, I'm like the bus from Speed. If I slow down and don't exercise, my brain explodes. Not literally, but figuratively. Makes my mental health issues far worse. So I have to work out, even if it's just zone 2, 120 to 140 range heart rate. It is essential for me staying sane. So I put it to you and I urge you folks all through the cosmos here, whether you pick up this channel or not, it doesn't matter. If you are engaged to it, the content, if you will, just take the message and run with it. Go outside, go for walks, watch what you eat. If you want to make your life better, do this. If you want to make sure your life gets far, far worse, harder, and more complicated as life goes on to the point where you'll really struggle, neglect your exercise, neglect your diet and nutrition, which means you'll be neglecting your health. And I've got to change that damn chat bot. Let's try and do just another 20 or so, and then I'm getting out of here to continue watching Snowfall. Pretty decent TV show. And watched Chelsea lose to Real Madrid this morning. Hopefully Bayern don't lose. We'll see on the Champions League tomorrow morning. Another 10 push-ups, folks, and I am out of here. But less is more. Consistency is what makes you powerful, folks. You've got to exercise just a little every day. That's what I'm here for, Monday to Friday. And then I'm off for the weekend. But reminder to chat. Set up the chat bot. It's taking a break again today. I don't know what the heck is going on. So I'll go switch that on after 10 push-ups. Love and peace to you wherever in the world you are. And see you tomorrow night. Have a good one.